Tonight, we're following up on a story we shared earlier this year of a Denver family reconnecting with their father's memory.
Yeah, their father was flying a plane that crashed in 1958, and a piece of the wreckage was found by a woman in Nebraska more than a decade ago. After searching for years, she finally tracked down his son this past May.
Yeah, and as our Rob Harris shows us, the family now has a permanent tribute to their father.
It's got a cool name, Shooting Star.
It was a cool jet.
Yeah.
The Wings Over the Rockies Museum has become one of the Knabe family's favorite places to visit.
It's the coolest looking jet around.
It's a second home almost.
There's a lot of really good feelings here, so I love the place.
Bill Knabe's been around aviation since the very beginning. His dad, William Hodgson, flew in World War II in the Korean War and spent years completing missions for the Colorado Air National Guard. Bill was only 6 years old when his dad took off from Buckley Airfield for upstate New York, but then crashed over Nebraska.
There's different stories on how and what it looked like, the crash.
But 65 years later, a piece of his dad made it home after a woman in Nebraska came across a piece of the plane in her field.
You know, a stranger jumped in and kind of helped put together a puzzle piece that had been missing.
William Hodgson's kids now have kids of their own. Ariel Knabe never met her grandfather, but she's grown a new connection to him this year, as his story's been shared with Denver 7 and outlets across the country.
I read all the comments, and all of them, and there were so many positive comments. I really thought people were really interested in the human story of it.
Tucked away in a corner of the Wings Over the Rockies Museum is a special wing dedicated to the Colorado Air National Guard. And now, behind glass and under a soft light,
This was the flag that was on his coffin.
William Hodgson is permanently remembered.
And it's neat to see it
They gave that to Mom.
on display that way.
They gave that to your grandma, and then
Yeah.
she gave it to me.
Yeah.
The piece of Hodgson's plane, recovered out of that field in Nebraska, now leans next to his picture and the news stories he inspired.
Someone who didn't know us at all helped us find a piece of my grandpa's legacy, I suppose, and, you know, brought it to us. And there's something really comforting about that.
I'm sure my mother would just be beaming about this whole thing.
For Denver 7,
My father actually has a home now.
I'm Rob Harris.